One of the practices that I believe is essential to our transformation is mindfulness meditation. Whenever I recommend this to my clients or the people who come to my workshops, I inevitably hear the same thing, which is, I can't meditate. And each time I hear this, what occurs to me is that there's a myth about meditation, that it's a time where we close our eyes, get really still and quiet, and don't think. The thing is, that's what the mind does. The mind thinks. And so if we hold it, that meditation is a practice where we're sitting and not thinking, we're going to be frustrated when we close our eyes and see that the mind is still generating thoughts. So I like to think of meditation as a time where I get to choose where I want to focus my attention. All day long, as we're walking through life, we're essentially passive agents to our thoughts. The thoughts just come and guide our actions and guide the way that we're thinking and impact how we show up for our relationships. And meditation is a dedicated amount of time to create more space around our thoughts so that we can consciously choose if we believe them or not, if we want to continue to identify with them or not. We're actually only aware of about 20% of all of our thoughts, motives, urges, and actions. As long as we allow ourselves to continue to be passive in relationship to our thoughts, the whole 80% that lies beneath the surface is going to continue to guide the way that we show up for life. In meditation, we're taking the time to get acquainted with the 80% that lies beneath the surface in service of fuller awareness of what drives us. Essentially, this is what empowers us with choice for what part of ourselves we want to live from. Do we want to live from our mind, which I'll suggest this is where our shaping and conditioning lives, or do we want to live from a deeper part of ourselves? Do we want to live from that part of ourselves that's expansive and powerful and creative? Meditation is more than just not thinking. It's actually training your mind where to focus and cultivating the watcher mind so that you actually can choose. I find that the more time we spend identified with our thoughts, the further away we get from our essence. And as we do so, we actually allow ourselves to live our current version of life based on what we were told about ourselves from a long time ago. When we're born, we're newly embodied spirit, and we're just ready to give and receive all the love this world has to offer. And then something happens to us early in our childhood where we create a belief about who we are, and we create an idea about our identity in the world based on the interactions that we have with our primary caregivers. And what ends up happening is that we use this identity, we use this belief to guide all of our thoughts and behaviors in the way that we interact with others. And this becomes our personality. And the root word for personality is persona. And in Latin, that literally translates to the word mask. So the way that I see it is our thoughts about who we are, the way that we engage with the world, are really just our mask. And the thing that our personality is masking is our essence. It's masking our true self. And this is why I love meditation. Because in meditation, we create a ritual and we dedicate ourselves to being in practice with stopping the compulsion of identifying with our mask and starting to identify with our true self. And the thing that's really important to me here is that we don't start vilifying the mask. The mask is actually really important, and it's been really useful. We gain a sense of security by doing the thing that has worked for us before in getting love and approval from the people around us. And the thing that I want to highlight here is maybe that's no longer relevant to who you are. Maybe that's an outdated story. But when you allow your thoughts to continue to guide your actions, you're actually giving your power to that old story. Aside from the transformative and really empowering experience of no longer identifying with your shaping, there are some really real and practical ways that meditation actually changes your experience of yourself. And there has been so much beautiful research to this end over the past 10 years. And one of my favorite studies was done about 6 years ago out of Harvard. And they discovered that people who had never meditated before could literally change the structure of their brain by sitting down for 27 minutes a day, every day for 8 weeks. The areas of the brain that were found to change the most are responsible for regulating anxiety and stress and learning and memory. And the participants were really impacted in their sense of well-being and how they engaged in relationships. To me, this is so exciting that meditation can create such change so quickly. And this is something that medication cannot do for us. Medication can't change the structure of our brain and give us a healthier brain, just like medication can't actually support us in our transformation. And this is why I ask the people who work with me to commit to sitting in meditation for a certain amount of time every day. I believe that it takes at least 30 minutes a day, every single day, to really experience the transformative effects of meditation. However, there's also a lot of research for bursts of awareness, for like 3-minute short meditations. The point is that you're disrupting the flow of thought and taking your power back. You're stopping the thing that you always do, and you're connecting with a different aspect of yourself. I started meditating when I was really young. When I was 6 years old, my mom took me to a transcendental meditation center, and I was given a mantra. And I would sit in meditation and connect with my true self at a really young age. And then when I was 20, I became a certified yoga teacher, and my practice of meditation became reignited, and I was really dedicated to sitting with myself and to cultivating this deeper connection with myself. And this many years later, I find that when I don't take time to sit in meditation, I can so easily fall back into that pattern of believing everything I think and believing that I am the thoughts of my mind and that I am the roles that I play. And so for me, this is an ongoing practice. There's no end to it. As I evolve, I find that the depth that I go to in my meditation changes, just as I find that the content of my thoughts change. And for me, this is such a worthy practice. For me, there's no reason not to do this practice. It's free. It takes just 30 minutes a day to cultivate a relationship with your deeper self, to begin to identify with your true nature, your essence, to take your power back from your shaping, and to actually change the structure of your brain. I want to give you a taste of this practice and guide you through a 10-minute meditation. And so I want to invite you to find a seated position without leaning back like this. I find a lot of people want to relax in meditation, but this isn't a time to go to sleep. This is a time to wake up and tune in. Once you're in a comfortable position, either closing your eyes completely or just casting a downward gaze and taking a nice full breath. Just letting your lungs expand with your inhale and maybe sighing with your exhale. And again, a nice full inhale, really taking in the sweet breath of life. And as you exhale, surrendering to this moment, just being with yourself as you are right now. And then allowing your breath to come to its natural rhythm. And just noticing how your body moves in response to your breath. Feeling the sensations, noticing the undulations. And just noticing what it's like to be you right now. And the invitation here is to welcome whatever it is you find in your inner world. welcoming all parts of yourself. And as you get a baseline for your experience of yourself right now, just notice that your mind is also thinking. That's what the mind does. The mind thinks. And then becoming aware of your breath again, just following your inhale and exhale. Choosing to focus your awareness on this deeper place. And anytime you notice your mind is thinking, just label it a thought and come back to your breath. And just notice, where are you now? Are you following your thoughts? Are you following your breath? Just allowing yourself to be with what is. Welcoming these different aspects of you. And navigating your inner world by choosing where you want to focus your attention. There's no right way to do this. There's no right way to be with yourself, no right way to meditate. This is really a time for you to explore what is occupying your attention and to get curious about other aspects of yourself. Just noticing, where are you now? Are you following your thoughts? Are you following your breath? Just notice. The more space you create around your thoughts is actually what elevates your consciousness. It allows you more awareness, more agency over where you want to live from, and actually what you believe. So allowing your breath to be the thing that creates the spaciousness for you in your inner world, and really using it to expand your consciousness. And just noticing if there's any part of your experience that you're not welcoming right now. And see if you can breathe into that aspect of you so that all of you feels welcome. So that your whole being feels valuable and valid. All of your emotions, all of your physical sensations. Just welcoming it all of you. Taking another deep inhale, breathing all the way down to the bottom of your belly, letting it rise. Letting your breath overflow into your chest, and then filling up your throat completely. Pausing just for a moment. And then exhaling, drawing your navel to your spine. Opening your jaw, softening your mouth as you get all the air out of your lungs. Pausing, and then again inhaling as full and expansive as you can. Letting your body grow with your breath. Pausing, and then exhaling, contracting with your muscles, squeezing the air out of your lungs. Staying with this full breath. And just noticing how throughout your life this happens too. One moment you're expansive and open, feeling full, and the next you contract, become small or afraid. And this is just part of humanity, and allowing your breath to reflect your ease with that right now, flowing with expansion and contraction. Allowing yourself to be with both, in recognition that both are so important. And coming to the end of our 10 minutes together, I invite you to either continue your meditation if you have that time right now, and I want to thank you for your dedication to your evolution, to your awakening, to your process. My wish for you is that as you cultivate this connection with your deeper self, that you also give it a voice and let the people in your life know that there is so much more to you than your persona and your roles and your body. From my heart to yours, so much love.